welcome in. Sit back, relax. Let's start getting down into that root chakra, fuckery and shenanigans. Thank you for liking the live. We're gonna be in a lot of red energy, a lot of orange energy tonight. So buckle up. We're gonna get deep into your body. We're gonna get deep into that pelvic area. Gonna pull up a lot of energy. Thank you, Tara, for liking the live. I give myself permission to be at peace. I give myself permission to flow. Thank you, Tara, for liking the live and fuckery and shenanigans. And let me share with a few more people that I know are not here yet. And thank you all for being here as we start diving in. I give my root chakra permission to open up. I give myself permission to be calm. I give myself permission to be brave. Opening up that root chakra wide, and then we're gonna move to the sacral. How's everyone feeling after the full moon that we had on Friday? I'm so glad you're here, Tara. Welcome in. Wait, do you say it Tara or Tara? Because I know people who say it both ways. I give myself permission to dive into my deepest desires. Kind of similar to what we were talking about on Friday, but this is more like primal desires. This is more like physical desires. This is more really getting in tune with your body tonight. So, Tara, gotcha. All right, building some heat in your stomach, in your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out your energy down to the ground and connect with earth. Creating that really stable base. Creating that really protected base. I forgot my bracelets tonight. That's okay. The energy said I didn't need them, so it's all right. We're working with really like primal energy tonight. I give myself permission to be the most secure that I have ever been inside of my body. How I feel about my body, how I view my body. And thank you all for joining and coming in and liking the live so that everyone can find it. I give myself permission to pull out doubt about how others perceive me. Thank you for sharing the live, Dooney. Welcome in. I release the, it's like embarrassment around how I am perceived. I release embarrassment, I release worry, I release shame around how I am perceived. Let that go. Sorry, I'm a little stopped up tonight, guys. Oh, I'm so glad you did. Welcome in. This is a very good space to release, to let your energy breathe, to let yourself just calm down and get in tune with yourself and relax. Thank you, Sarah, for the follow. Welcome in. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for coming in. I give myself permission to release the stories that I have told myself about my own body. So stories that are not accurate, I release them here and now. I let them float out into the universe and I let myself feel what it's like to not carry those stories. What is a story you have told yourself? Think of it. Breathe in. Breathe out. Push it out to the universe. I allow my slate to be wiped clean so that I can paint a new picture of who I am, who I truly am, to see how amazing my energy actually is. Thank you, Eden, for liking the live. Welcome in. Let's brush some doubts out of the mind. Anything that's coming up, let's get it out of here. I am free to view myself however I want. I want that to really settle in your energy. I want that to really settle in your mind, what that statement is getting at, what it's conveying to you. You're allowed to think about yourself however you want. It doesn't matter what social constructs may say about your own body. It doesn't matter, what the masses may think is the best or the prettiest. You're allowed to think what you want about your own body. I give myself permission to love all of the things about my body, whether others do or not. Because I want you to think. I think it's been quite some time since we've touched on this topic, but it's time to revisit it again. It's time to go deeper into it. You'll find that a lot in these lives, is that we will revisit these topics but uncover new pieces to them. But it's been a hot minute anyway. And where was I going on that train track? When you think of someone who's really confident, they're not just conventionally attractive. They have an energy about them. They have a security about them. It's not just about a look. It's about their inner knowing they have of themselves, right? When you think of someone who is like, you're like, man, they really are solid in themselves, they live life, they don't care what other people are thinking. It's more about an energy than a physical look. Their energy is what makes them very attractive, right? Thank you, Melissa, for liking the live. Welcome in. So we needed to touch on that before we get deeper into the body and deeper into the pelvis, deeper into that primal energy. Thank you, Fuckery and Shenanigans, for liking the live. Ooh, now we're gonna start building the heat. Thank you, Fuckery and Shenanigans, for the heart me. Let's start building that heat in those lower chakras, particularly in the hips. I give myself permission to flow with my primal energy, to claim it, to acknowledge it, to experience it. Thank you, Jamesy, for liking the live. I give myself permission to identify my primal energy. Maybe you've kind of like pushed some things to the side. Maybe pushed away, not experiencing, but maybe more exploring pleasure with your body, with your energy. It's time to bring that back. It's time to find excitement around that. I allow myself to remove shame around primal wants and needs, around primal experiences. I release shame. Thank you, the archivist, for liking the live. Building more heat in those hips, more heat in that root chakra. Let's bring down some stress I feel residing in that nervous system. We want to make sure we're really calm and stable as we move through this energy. I give myself permission to just simply let go. Let go of this energy. Let go of the stress. Thank you, Julia, for the follow. Welcome in. And thank you for liking the live. Thank you for the hand hearts, Julia. I am allowed to let myself fully sink into, dip into relaxation. I feel like some of you are very stressed out about work at the moment. Makes sense. I am allowed to let my space, when I get home, when I get to my place of rest and relaxation, I am allowed to put everything down. I am allowed to put down any quote unquote emergency there was at work. I am allowed to let it go. I'm allowed to not think about it. I'm allowed to replenish. Let that worry leave. Set that energetic boundary that when you walk through the door, you're allowed to put things down. You're not doing anything wrong by putting it down. Because again, your body has to have that time to reset. Your mind has to have that time to reset. Sorry guys, I'm still just a tiny bit stopped up today. I was cutting trees down. Me and getting turned loose with a chainsaw, well, a pole saw is really what it was. Maybe not the best idea, but I was. I got a little stuffy again from doing all that. I am allowed to give myself a space where I can be at peace. So let's start creating that in your energy, and then we'll keep pulling it out, building it bigger until it fills the room. Starting within. My body is the safest place that I can be, the most magical place that I can reside. I allow my body to be safety. I am not the enemy. How does that make you feel when the phrase, I am not the enemy, flows through the air to you? Your body is the sanctuary. Your body is the place that you can return at all times. Building a fire of peace, igniting it. Let this spread through the entire body, this flame of peace within. Let it clear you out. Let it reset the space inside of you. And then we're going to pull this energy out just a bit around here, just right outside the body, kind of getting into your aura. I allow my energy to reflect the peace within me. It is safe to show the world that I have peace inside of me. Because I will let the peace lead me, make my decisions. I will let the peace be the flow that I stay within. Thank you, Babyface, for liking the live. How are we feeling over there? Starting to get more peaceful and relax. My peace is safe to be seen. My peace is safe to be shared. My peace is safe to flow within. I think that's something we all really needed to hear. That your peace is safe to flow within, because we live in a culture of such urgency. So peace has kind of become this feeling that isn't as safe as it once was, or really it's not as familiar as it once was, when we weren't so, on the go, and we weren't so plugged in all the time, and we weren't always like, okay, you gotta post all the time, you gotta answer all the texts, all that stuff. So bringing peace back as a familiar, comforting feeling. Urgency is allowed to take a back seat. Putting it behind you. I am allowed to move at a slower pace. I'm allowed to move at a pace that nourishes me, and there can be success inside of that nourishing pace. I really want that to work through your psyche, get into your subconscious, that the pace that brings peace and comfort and nourishment can have success. Success does not have to feel like urgency all the time. Wow, what a shift we took, but I like it. We needed it. We need to slow down in order to connect with our primal energy. Good, I'm glad you have. And thank you for liking the live. We can build very successful lives with intention, with peace. Now, am I saying that you'll never have to work hard and sometimes there might be urgent things? No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not an idiot, right? The things that I have built thus far have had urgency and have been hard at times, but you can make them so much more enjoyable. It can be such a more like satisfying journey, even when you have those moments of urgency and those moments of, having to really grind for a bit there, right? You can still experience peace in various ways inside of those moments along the way. So let me just whoa, okay. I'm seeing like golden numbers kind of in a square around everybody and everyone's aura, and we're like solving an equation here so that peace, this may sound strange, but I wish I could like put on screen what I'm seeing in my mind. Maybe one day that'll be a thing we can do. I don't know what kind of technology that would be, but we can do it maybe. But anyway, so these numbers that we're calculating, if you will, are the numbers of peace for your energy, so that you are then operating from that equation. Does that make sense? Some of you are probably like, no, that makes no sense, but don't worry, it'll energetically make sense. Your soul will understand, your energy will understand. It's very wild how energy can look. I give myself permission to unlock the codes of peace within me and operate from them. Again, remember, it's safe to operate from peace. It's safe for your body to feel like it doesn't need to run. It doesn't need to go 90 to nothing 24/7. I'm allowed to be intentional. The universe is hitting really hard, so we're just going to keep going with these affirmations and these different phrasings until your subconscious really soaks it all up. I give myself permission to release from the parental line any sense of urgency that made them feel unsafe. Thank you, Tara, for liking the live. because we know that these things can travel through our bloodline. Stress literally changes the DNA. Stress affects our cells. Thank you, Molly, for liking the live. So it's something that gets passed down through the generations. Like, you know, the reason you might feel like you're just kind of, you know, naturally a more anxious person could have a genetic connection, right? So releasing right here, right now, any time that in your bloodline, anyone in your family, anyone from your ancestry felt like peace meant being unsafe. Thank you, Light, for liking the live. Sending them peace and comfort back to the timeline. Sasha, welcome in. How are you? And thank you, Babyface, for liking the live. I am good. Thank you for asking. I'm a little stopped up again today because I was trimming trees over the weekend. I love being outside, but I have bad allergies. Go figure. But how are you? And thank you, Chanel, for liking the live. Welcome in. So again, sending that peace back through the timeline, back through your ancestry, and it's going to loop around right back to you to then help push you into the future with less stress, with feeling safe. Oh goodness, Sasha. Yeah, I don't think I inhaled grass like I did the weekend prior, where I was so sick I had to miss a week of lives. But I did stir up some stuff. The Lady Moon, how are you? How are you feeling? And I just wanted to know, your candle reading, I'm not going to say exactly what it was, obviously, but your candle reading was so interesting to me. Did it make sense to you, what it was saying? If you've read it yet. All right, let's do it again. Let's consciously acknowledge. Thank you, Ariana, for liking the live. Let's consciously go back in the bloodline, go back through your ancestry. I give peace. I give permission to relax. I give permission to feel safe, moving slower to my entire bloodline. Again, removing and revealing to the bloodline that it's okay to calm down. You don't have to constantly be on the move to be safe. Thank you, Natasha, for liking the live. Especially, you know, family that may have lived through really big historical events and they had to leave their homes. Again, that travels through the bloodline, and that's something that you can feel to present day, and it can keep going. But guess what? We can actively work on it, and you can change it for future generations. All right. Thank you for the glowing jellies, Ariana. I love jellyfish. In fact, I think I want my next tattoo to have something to do with jellyfish whenever I decide to get that. I get tattoos very slow, and when I get tattoos, I get kind of bigger pieces, so maybe one day. But I think jellyfish are so fascinating. Like, they're literally alien-like. They're gorgeous, and they're like so serene and peaceful. And I know people say, well, jellyfish don't have brains and they just kind of float around. But like, I think they have their own kind of sentience that is just way beyond, you know, our ability to conceptualize, right? They're just so otherworldly. Everything is like conscious in its own way, even if it doesn't have like the traditional like nervous system, brainstem, you know, things that we have as humans that we identify as being living, you know what I mean? That's something I could talk about all day, but okay, now the primal piece is coming up. We needed to go back in the bloodline so that you could feel safe to explore your primal needs more, explore your primal passions more in the present day. The subconscious needed it, the ancestral line needed it. I give myself permission to operate from safety as I connect with my primal needs. I give myself permission to find beauty in my primal needs. How is that feeling now? And I know for some of you, when I say primal needs, there's probably like a lot of things coming to mind. Yes to all of them, basically. So that's why I'm just saying primal needs. And for some, it may still kind of feel uncomfortable because it's not something we talk about a lot. You know, it's kind of taboo. We don't really share it. You know, society has a lot of judgments around like primal needs and wants and exploration, right? Thank you, Josie, for following. Welcome in. But here, the divine says, it's part of your nature. It's part of who you are. Let yourself explore comfortably, without judgment, without worry. Thank you, Josie, for liking the live. Let yourself find the people who also support it and who are gentle with you. You're like, that's very interesting. How did you feel reading it? And hang on, I have a smudge on my glasses. It's driving me bonkers. Interesting. Let me know if like any specific questions come up around it, because we can get into it more. Let it marinate for a minute and let me know. Because after I did it, I was even kind of like, what? We may be unlocking something in the candle. It's very interesting. Yeah, just let it like bounce around in your body. Just let it flow around. Don't try to, you know, like pick it apart too much, you know what I mean? Just let it sit for a minute and see if it brings anything up for you. Scorpio, like I said, likes to get very deep. So I feel like in a lot of candle readings, there was like some deep stuff coming up that felt very subconscious. I'm like, interesting. You are Cassidy. Why are you late again? Do you have a note? Do you have an excuse? I guess that's okay. Support your friends. Oh, goodness. You absolutely do. We've got to support one another more. I mean, we're all we've got, right? Like, we're it. We have to take care of each other, you know? Diving back down, let's go into the sacral chakra now. Giving it some gentle love and care to wake up, to be bold. Oh gosh, why is AI saying I'm giving candle readings right now? That is not accurate. Thank you, Josie, for liking the live. So I don't think you can see it in the live, but if you're like hovering outside of it, sometimes there'll be an AI summary and it's like not accurate half the time and it kind of drives me insane. I give myself permission to be more forward in my energy. No, I don't think you did. What happened? I give myself permission again to be more outside of my body with my energy. Thank you, Abby, for liking the live. Legit had to speak to her like she was a child. She was upset I didn't invite my aunts. Aw, Cassidy. That's hard, especially when it's an event that already costs so much money. And thank you, Abby, again for liking the live. Like, you got to make decisions, right? If you don't have an unlimited budget, and depending on where and what and the relationships you have with people, that's rough. Yeah. That's really hard. Thank you, Karen, for liking the live. I give myself permission to find safety projecting my energy. I love that, Cassidy. I think we as a society need to be a bit more blunt. And there's very much an art to being blunt, right? I think I had mentioned before that sometimes people hide behind bluntness a bit to kind of be rude. I'm not saying that's you. I don't think that's you at all. But here in America, we tend to do this thing where we try to be oh so polite. And sometimes, thank you, Karen, for liking the live again. And thank you all. Sometimes that ends up hurting feelings more versus just being able to be really honest and say, look, this is what I've got going on. This is why I can or cannot do something. You know, that I think if we could foster more of those honest conversations, there would be a lot less hurt feelings. There would be a lot less people dragging their feet. You know, people could move forward faster. Exactly, Cassidy. Yeah, 100%. Definitely something that also comes with energy healing. I want all of you to be very aware of this, that the deeper you get into your journey, the more that you do the healing work, the more that you are putting effort in, you're going to become more blunt naturally. Sometimes people will ask the question, they're like, why do I feel meaner the deeper I get into this healing? And it's like, you're not meaner, you're just not beating around the bush anymore. And that's not something we naturally do here in our culture specifically. You're just saying what you need, when you need it, how you need it, and you're holding your boundaries more. That's how I feel cutting the BS, but then it makes me feel mean. Lady Moon. Yeah, I mean, it's again, you know, this cultural thing that we have here where we just don't foster or encourage being more blunt and, you know, having more solid boundaries. It's not mean at all. Like, we're just not used to it. We're not used to how to operate with it. So, yeah, it comes with the territory here. This past year or so, I've definitely noticed a shift in how I'm more blunt, and it's helped a lot. I love that. Yes, Josie. Yeah. So you're not being mean. Now, are some people maybe not going to perceive it well? Yes, that can happen. Again, it's coming from not being used to it, not really understanding how to navigate it. But no, you're not meaner. I promise. We do. We definitely all deserve to have boundaries. I've always been blunt. Now, though, I'm finding my voice. I love that. Yeah, you will find your voice in this work. Thank you. Elnor, are you serious? Okay. Elnor is a very uncommon name, right? It was the middle name of my great great grandfather, and it's the name of my cat. Thank you for the roses, Cassidy. And everyone always tries to call him Eleanor, and I'm like, no, his name's Elnor. Like, I don't know why my great-great-grandfather's middle name was Elnor, but it was. So that's wild. Is it? I didn't know that. So I don't know where my grandfather's middle name comes from. But people always think I'm saying Eleanor, and I'm like, no, just Elnor. Very interesting. I cannot believe that's your name here on TikTok. And thank you for liking the live, and thank you for following. And it was so funny when the cat that I'm speaking about, when he came to us, I don't know what it was. I was like, he needs to be named after this grandfather that I obviously never met because he was too old for me to meet. Yeah, so maybe my great-great-grandfather sent him to me. And thank you, Cassidy, for liking the live. All right, now let's go up into the bright, sunny solar plexus. I don't know what it is. Maybe one day I'll get it right. But every time I want to call the solar plexus the sacral, I don't know why. But anyway, we're going into the solar plexus, the one that is yellow, the one that looks like the sun. Right kind of up in your rib cage area. I give myself permission to let my happiness be on display. This will release so much stress in your body to allow your happiness to be on display. Now, that doesn't mean going around talking about, you know, the things that you're doing, the things that you're planning. This is just the attitude that you have. This is just the emotion. Allowing people to see it without explanation. Do you get what I'm saying? My cat's been sleeping with the teddy bear made from one of my late grandpa's shirts. It's kind of healing to see it. I love that. He probably senses this energy and is like, oh, I love that so much. Because, you know, they, like, their senses of smell are insane. So, like, they can smell when people are related to us. They can smell, like, you know, objects of theirs, obviously, that they have touched, and make connections. They can really do it. And thank you, Elnor, for liking the live. Thank you, Gingerly, for following. Welcome in. Oh, Cassidy. She definitely knew. For sure. She could definitely sense it, you know, they understand so much. So when you brought that home, you know, she definitely knew. All right, again, your happiness is safe to be seen. It's safe to be shared. India, welcome in. How are you? How are you feeling? How are things going? You're not working 1,000,000 hours anymore, right? Are we still working less? I am good. Thank you for asking. Things are good. Things are moving and shaking. We got $30,000 in house repairs happening right now. We've got programs running. We've got the live here tonight. Lots of things happening. Good. I'm glad still no more crazy hours. And thank you, Cassidy, for liking the live. Girl, and that isn't even all of it. That's not even all of it, but it's okay. Thank you for the follow peek. Welcome in. India, congratulations. I don't even remember you talking about it unless I just missed it. Oh, Cassidy, it was definitely a stretching moment because I had never been a homeowner until this point. But yeah, now I'm like, let's do it. Now I have like this very big sense of pride in doing these things to my home. So, and thank you for the finger heart, Cassidy. I'm like, yeah, I'm a single woman who's doing this. Fuck yeah. India, am I losing my marbles or something? But congratulations. That's so exciting. Oh, I love that. That is so sweet. I love it. All right, let's move up into the heart now. Let's do a bit of heart release is what I'm feeling. I'm literally feeling just a little bit of a hardened heart for some of you. Again, if this isn't you, the healing is still going to be good for you, but the energy is saying that the overall thing that needs to be worked on is some hardened hearts in here. Please, yes, India, I want to see. I think for me, eloping is like the perfect idea. Planning a huge wedding would really stress me out. That's just me. I love seeing big weddings too, but for me, I would get so stressed out trying to do it myself. And thank you, Josie, for liking the live. All right. Whew. Cracking this hardened energy in front of the heart that I'm feeling. I give myself permission to say yes to my desires. That is what is holding some of you people back. It's that sense of like, I haven't done enough in order to claim what I desire. Does that make sense? You don't have to work 70 hours a week, every week, in order to claim what you desire. You get to claim what you desire because you are worthy as you are right now. You are worthy to have excitement right now. You are worthy to have fun right now. You are worthy to experience passion right now. The universe doesn't view your worthiness in terms of like how hard you're working at something. Does that make sense? My wedding is 45 people max. I don't know many people. I didn't invite most of my family. Also, Cassidy. I'm sorry, like I'm not trying to laugh at the situation, but just like you're like, I don't know anybody. I didn't invite most of my family. I didn't even invite my own sister. But no, I remember you telling me about her and I am so sorry. Yeah, family situations are complicated, especially when it comes to big events. I feel ya. I feel ya. You gotta do what makes you happy, especially when you're forking out a lot of money, you know, for an event. I mean, that's true. I'm all about saving me some money where I can. I feel you on that. Will I splurge on some things? Absolutely. But I also like to save money if I can too. All right, how are the hearts feeling now? Let's keep pushing this energy, keep letting this wall crumble, pushing away this debris. Taking away the guilt. I allow myself to remove the guilt around claiming what I desire when I don't feel worthy. Again, this is tied to like your output. This is tied to like, did you work hard enough? Did you do enough? Did you meet a certain set of criteria? And again, the universe does not view it that way. The universe does not have a checklist that it's waiting on. It's not saying, okay, you worked this many hours, you repented this many times, you know, you apologize, you know, it's not, that's not how the universe is operating. The universe again, simply views you as worthy as you are. It just needs you to see that. It needs you to understand that. It wants you to just recognize your inherent magic, your inherent, again, worthiness. You can claim what you desire right now. You should allow yourself to claim what you desire right now. Thank you, Courtney, for liking the live. How are you? Are we feeling lighter now? Shaking that out. Thank you for the heart, me, Courtney. Shake that out. Let that heart space open. Let your chest feel lighter. Let your shoulders drop. And then just clearing some energy from the mind. Thank you, Eleanor, for liking the live. Thank you. Was it Sasha and Courtney for liking the live? Sometimes it pops up faster than I can read it. Thank you. I have to yawn. Oh my god, I made it all the way to 9:52 before I yawned. Dang. Thank you for the Go Popular, Courtney. Clearing that crown chakra, clearing that third eye a bit, getting that dust out of there. I'm going to let myself see. That had a strange energy to it for a second there. Let's try it again. I'm going to let myself see. It's doing again. Did you hear that snap? It was weak at first. What's happening here? I trust in myself to see. I trust in myself to know. We need something else here. So I have this sitting in front of me all of the time. You can see it has eyeballs on it. It is a piece of, this is fluorite, purple fluorite. Let's use it. Fluorite is very good for the mind, so let's use it on the third eye and crown chakra. The eyeball matches my eyeball tattoo too. So going into the third eye, going into the crown, I trust myself to see. I trust myself to know. There we go, that's working here. So I don't use stones a lot anymore on live. It's just, we move with the energy. Sometimes we use tons of stones, sometimes we don't. It's an energetic thing. But if you need something to help with like mental clarity, fluorite is a very good crystal for that. If you need to be more studious, if you will, fluorite is very good for that. Oh, I have another piece of fluorite over here. It's a sphere. This has green and purple and white in it. I love this one too. Do I have any more? No, I think that's all the fluorite I have within reach. I trust in myself to be connected. We talk about this, or we've been talking about this in almost every live, is that you are already connected to the universe. You are never disconnected. It has to do with practicing feeling the connection. It has to do with practicing being able to tune out the noise of the day-to-day, of the world, in order to feel that connection. So some people it comes more naturally too, right? Some people have a very easy time feeling it, accessing it, but every single one of you, you are already divinely connected. You already contain this ability to do this type of work, to be able to sense things from the universe. Like, every single person has this ability. So I really want you to understand that. So we're probably going to say it at some point in every live that we do to remind you, you are inherently connected already. You may feel a little tickling on the head with this. Thank you, Emmy, for liking the live. How is that feeling? Thank you, Christina, for following. Welcome in. Thank you for the heart me. I don't know about y'all, but I feel a lot of buzzing right here on this side of my head. Thank you, Karen, for liking the live. And thank you for the love you, Christina. Again, fluorite's so good for the mind. Feel it along your scalp? Yeah, it's right here on this side of my head. You couldn't feel it anywhere, but right here, it's really hitting me. Like, I almost want to itch it. Thank you, Emmy, for liking the live. I love this little pyramid. It's like my favorite. I got it from Lunam Love. She was the woman who taught me Reiki many years ago, and she helped me start my business too. She's amazing. I don't know if she has any more of these, but I love this. Do just a little bit more scratching with this. And don't be afraid of your connection with the universe. I see that too, like people really wanting the connection, but then also feeling a bit afraid of it because you don't really know what to do with it just yet sometimes, right? I'm glad it feels good. I love it too. Just listen simply at first. That's it. Listen. What are you feeling? What are you sensing? Thank you, Ren, for liking the live. What are you feeling pulled to? What is on your mind when you're sitting with the connection you have with the universe? Just let yourself listen and experience it first so you can really understand like how you receive, perceive, what other words can I say that rhyme? How do you connect? How do you receive these messages? How do you understand the universe? Because here's the interesting thing. I always feel lighter during these lives. The past few weeks it felt so heavy. Cassidy, I'm so glad these lives help you feel lighter. And do you mind if I take a picture of that? I save these pictures to post from time to time. Thank you. Let me see if I can do it without looking crazy. No guarantees, but how it looks not the important thing, right? No guarantees, but how it looks not the important thing, right? Crazy, let's try it again. Crazy, let's try it again. Anyway, Does anything else resonate with you, like numerology or astrology? I find that so helpful. So astrology, 100%. I haven't really dived into numerology, but really, like, there's so many different tools out there to help us perceive the energy that there's really like no wrong one, really. Or on that same token, there's nothing that's wrong or right, if that makes any sense at all. I'll try to explain what I mean. Thank you, Karen, for liking the live. That there's no one answer for everybody, but then also none of them are incorrect either. Like, if numerology really helps you with that connection, if astrology really helps you with that connection, like for me, doing what I call like this divine channeling, this soul connecting, this soul alignment really helps me with it. Thank you for the heart me holding pause. Go for it. There's so many incredible tools out there. There's so many different practices and different ways to use the energy and read the energy. Like, I love it. I love it all. Are there some weird people out there though that maybe you shouldn't be? And yeah. So definitely go with your gut as well when you're finding practitioners and when you're finding these different modalities to experience and dive into. But yeah, I mean, there's like all these different things that you can practice, like shows you a different layer to the energy. It shows you a different way you can access it and use it, right? Oh no, it's glitching. No. TikTok, let's not do the glitching thing again. Somebody go reset the servers at TikTok, please, or something. All right, well, let me start tucking you in. Let's get nice and snug. Oh no. Well, I'm gonna keep tucking you in. I'll put a comment. Hang on. Maybe you can read the comment. If anyone can read that. Let me tuck you in nice and snug. So you're a nice, comfy energy burrito. Nice and warm and relaxed. Cassidy, why did you break the stream? All right, wrapping you up, sealing you up.